Order, please. Well, resume proceedings.
Yeah, let's.
Witnesses, you will now retake the stand.
Is he gonna get his box back? Yeah, there we go.
Hello. I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination. Oh, yeah, Governor.
Oh, you go, I did. Mr. Skulkin.
Go!
Blimey! This is gonna be hard work. Early in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you ended Windibank's.
Well, it was battling soon as, weren't it?
Soon as, yeah. It was Nash, it was. Didn't even have to tell the Boomy Dukes on me. Lose your lockets! However, that was a lie. Your brothers.
Oh!
Blimey! On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter.
Well, nothing of the sort.
How'd you figure that out? Get your story straight, goddammit.
The fuck, Ringo! You will now gain formal testimony once again.
Oh yes, please do.
You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question. And this time, you will tell the truth. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. I thought worth pondering, perhaps. I thought worth pondering, perhaps. Well, Markov, we hear you.
Oh, what? We'll squeak, we'll peach. All right, illegal entry, the whole truth.
Alright, we did not think a few things over. We have a rifling for nothing.
It was when we had the gunshot, see? It made us both jump and all that stuff when flying. Really?
Lummy didn't give up from giving up pride. We was thinking the shooter came out the door and gets us.
We stuck everything back where we found it and scarp it. Straight into him in the back. Straight into him in the black.
We didn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
No one said you... What? Didn't we already establish that you shot at Sholmes?
So you admit to the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mrs. Windibank's countertop in the night in question.
Oh, I still think you were looking for something.
Not ransack, Governor, no.
That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Oh, he's had it. Sorry. Sorry.
By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbroker under dubious circumstances.
They also left it under dubious circumstances.
However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess. Well, you say it. We hardly saw the refs at all.
We don't, Ash, we don't. Can't you make us sound a bit more cutthroat? Not exactly the mafia, are you, too? Can't we just coincidence that these men showed up at Windibank's that night? No! No, that's what I've been saying. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it.
I think they were after the CD, the disc. Because if they wanted the slips, it was like right on the right of the table. It was the most visible thing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, that was right on the counter. True, they might have been looking for the music disc. Or a music disc. Sure, tell me about the things you knocked over. If that's the case, then why didn't you justify to that effect in the first place?
Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we?
Wait, Nash, wait, if we admitted something like that, people would think we was up to no good.
How's that, Ringo, Mio China? We don't only land ourselves in even more trouble.
And in fact, now as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourself in even more trouble.
No.
That's rotten luck. Says the rotten apple eater. Wait, is the apple rotten or is he rotten?
I don't know. Witnesses? Explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter? We never ransacked nothing.
Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied the place up. Sorry. What? It was when we heard the gunshot. Hold it! So what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all those things off the counter?
Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. This bag needs to keep his shirt out.
Look, it was loud, alright. Blimey, me dear granny would have woken up with that bang.
Big Rovia screamed like a boy by and fell over the big counter. Well, fell over on the counter. Wait, on the counter?
Yeah,
Isn't he like shorter than the counter?
I was gonna say, isn't he a bit short to be a stormtrooper?
He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some school whatnot.
Oh, okay, that's actually stuff that was on the counter, yeah. I got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked over them scales on the floor. Okay, sure. You're fully mastered working quietly then. What a racket, me granny would have been scared back into her grave in a cloud like that. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise.
And then some. I mean, what's quiet as a mouse, and then sudden bam!
Is that right?
Excuse me.
Anyway,
You good
Luigi,
there?
what do you think?
Sulky? Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add?
I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped within the scoundrels.
No, something to add about the testimony? You seem to react just now what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something?
It is probably nothing, of course.
Oh, I'll decide that. Just tell me.
I wouldn't even bother to mention, only... Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details.
Exactly, yeah. Good thinking. How about you just tell us what's on your mind?
As you know, we brought this fellow into the yard for questioning last night. And the statement they gave told a slightly different story to what they're saying now.
Oh, is that true?
Did he? You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot.
That's true. Might have, Gruff, might have. Just ring a bell now that you mention it.
Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with the testimony there, eh, fellas? If I discover the witness's... like the angry man. If I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against him.
A whole bear?
It's easy.
We'll get it right this time.
That's it. Yeah. It's all coming back to me now. Is it? Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable mind, sirs.
Sirs. Right you are, Gov. Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun! Give me that gun! Give me that gun!" Who was it?
Give me that gun.
So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously? we did.
go?
Yeah, we did go. We did. Yeah.
Hello. I suppose if you're being honest, we got a little waving voice before the yell and all.
Right. If you don't want to get shot,
Give me that gun.
kind of thing.
Oh, wait. So the way they're saying he was shot in the front.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, immediately. Wait.
Korean acting tragically missed. And where were the voices coming from? Could you tell? Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter it was. The storeroom where the victim was found dead.
And the voice you heard was that of the victim, Mr. Windibank?
Hmm. Oh, my granny's life. Of course it was.
On his granny's life? On his granny's life? Of course it was.
Aren't you brothers? Isn't that the same granny? So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windibank and the sound of his voice? Also,
Ooh.
yeah, that's a good point. I wasn't even thinking about that.
That is a really good point.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, I was thinking like if they heard Windibank thing, then he was turned towards the gun that he was
Yeah,
trying
exactly.
to pull.
Me too.
So
Me too. Because
which was the shot?
he would have had to look at her because, right?
Yeah.
Like
that was what I was
give
thinking.
me the
but
gun.
that
It
is
almost sounds
actually
like he's. Yeah, exactly. It almost the way they made it seems like he like reached out to her or something. But like,
yeah,
that's a good point. But like,
just pull
I
a
was
really
just
better
assuming-
point than ours.
I was just assuming, okay, it was a guy and a girl, so they just hear the guy's voice, so they just presumed it was him.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I think that's
what?
probably gonna be their angle. I was like, oh yeah, was the only guy in there, right? What, Nash? What? Any ideas?
Yes, counsel. Indeed, it would.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
No. We didn't know the geezer.
How am I supposed to deny it when that bloke and all the fancy club is giving us the evil eye?
No, he's looking at the table. If you value your lives, you ensure your testimony is accurate and true.
Oh, my granny's life it is. Isn't she dead?
On his life, it must be.
It's a good job his granny's dead. Exactly.
To summarize it, then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them on the shop floor.
You make it sound like we're clumsy.
Oh, yeah, we tidy up like a good little boat. Anyway, the way I see it,
Huh.
So it was just sort of the bloke with owning the place was
what?
holding the gun, so you would have fired. Can we just immediately present the picture?
Excuse me, he was what now? Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, can we just present the picture now?
He was what now?
Objection.
You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibank, the guy, was wielding a gun. Is that correct?
That's it, Gov. You got the picture.
Literally, I got the picture. Yes, Nash, yes, no question. And yet the photographic evidence from the time of the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windibank was not in possession of a firearm of any description.
Objection.
You surprise me.
What, that I'm going against my own client? Dude, these guys are obviously full of shit. That's what I'm going at.
Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more?
If it helps to discredit witnesses, yes.
Yeah, but if Mr. Windibank has the gun, then the entire scenery moves.
I mean, they were there shortly after that picture was taken, right? So he could have had the gun then. Yes.
No, but if he said, "Give me the gun," then, but he was with the gun, but he said, "Give me the gun."
Yeah, it's been weird, isn't it?
Furthermore, the defense have failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, counsel. Yeah, that's right.
Too right, Nash, too right. The old geezer could have been about to turn the tables on the girl there. Hardly likely.
No, I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence.
Ugh.
Continuing with the cross-examination, counsel, and heed my earlier warning, witnesses. Skulkin's never skulking.
Sure, okay.
It's only a gun, so it is fine instead of yelling at a gun.
Oh, I'll press it then. You're saying that Mr. Windibank had a gun in his hands?
Oh, yeah. Bad rules aside, eh? As you were waving their guns at each other, must have got him.
What?
They're just throwing guns at each other. Grab it. I mean, just before he shot it out, we heard the geezer say if you're the one that gets shot.
Wait, what? Wait, before he shouted out? Before he shouted out what? What? Before he shouted out, you heard the geezer say? Huh?
Didn't the photos that Von Zeeks showed, well, like the first one was like the open door? Do you think that someone got in there earlier and was trapped when all this thing happened?
I am led to believe that there's a second man there now. Like,
yeah. I think that like, someone might have been like.
I mean, look at what he just said, right? Just before he shouted out, we heard the geezer say, "If you don't want to get shot." I mean, just before they could mean it's both Windibank, right? Before Windibank shouted out, they heard Windibank say it.
Yeah.
But like, they didn't say anything about him shouting out something, right? I don't know.
So he had the gun, and he said, "If you don't want to get shot."
Yeah,
so
yeah.
How did he get shot?
Exactly. So what is the story here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't really sound like he meant in mind.
The pieces are not fitting.
More of an empty threat, you could say. Huh.
Also, Windibank is not really the guy to say, like, you want to get shot.
Exactly. It's more like,
oh,
please.
Points the gun at himself.
If you rob me, I have to shoot myself.
I'll kill before you have a chance to kill.
Exactly. You're never going to get me alive.
Mr. Windibank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd rarely put a bullet in someone's head if required.
Someone being himself, yes.
That's someone being himself, of course.
Thank you.
Good grief. Extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided. Oh, his hell sounded like he was ready to pull the other.
Huh?
Only the person he was gonna shoot beat into it. Cook his goose proper.
Bet he wished he'd squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Give me that gun." And it was directly
after. If he had a gun, then how did he shout, "Give me the gun"?
Well, and it was directly after those words that you had the gunshot.
It was more or less the same time, Gov.
Give me that gun!
Give me that gun! Bah.
Kind of thing.
Kind of thing?
Yeah, career in acting very tragically missed. Patty cakes, patty cakes.
Then we heard the sound of someone in the deck. Before everything went dead quiet.
After that, we done a slapdash job tidying the place up.
Well, yeah, fine.
I'm really starting to question the whole timeline now.
Hold it! Like, we want to. I think that acting part is important because it shows them thinking that he was shot in the front.
Yeah, in the front, right? And like,
and then
when they said they heard
the report or something,
they heard someone like fall to the ground. I assume that was Gina then, Because she passed out too.
Yeah, there were at least 2 bumps on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So if they only had one, then Windibank was already dead? I don't know. So you didn't try to open the storeroom door then?
But then why would Gina like hide that there was someone else?
Uh,
Not in your life. Not in your life.
It went deathly quiet after that, it did. Put the wind right up me. But anyway, the door was locked, wasn't it? No way that was opening. Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside, though, so we've been led to believe. It was, Gov, it was, from the inside.
Right. So yeah, no way. What was going on there? Did we?
Well, again, there's a little window in there, so... Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the store. Like through the keyhole or a spy hole, perhaps?
Don't ring the bells.
Don't
light the lights.
We had to cut and run before you noticed anything like that.
We're still cutting our teeth in this game, see? But one day... Really
We'll
cut the mustard.
Please, cut it out.
But as we know, behind the door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away.
Yes, unfortunately. It's true.
With a bullet in the back.
Gina was in there unconscious with the gun in her hand. With a gun in her hand.
Oh, maybe what happened is since they only heard one thud, Gina and Windibank came inside. Whoever is the actual shooter bonked Gina in the head, and then it was just Windibank and this one person.
That could also be true, yeah.
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 Meanwhile, that would just be the thing. Like the only one other thud on the floor would be Windibank.
True.
Because Gina would already be down at this time.
True. Yep.
I just don't know how the second person escaped, but because that was all of us, including
Honestly,
Sholmes.
for all I know, there's a secret passage in that storeroom.
Like a secret cubby hole where that Sholmes' machine is.
Something like that, yeah.
To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom?
That's right, Gov, that's right.
You'll have, even if you wanted to.
Huh. Stuck everything back where you found it.
Hold it!
Right. Yes, whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun, as Mr. Herlock shows.
Oh, yeah, we was a bit hasty there.
Ah, we was, Nash, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up. If you're shaking like a leaf, don't pull a loaded gun in your hand. Good advice, miss. Good advice.
Truth be told, my mind went totally blank.
Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand.
Mental note made, miss.
After that, we liked it down the street, but apparently we looked dodgy, so the couples or something, so they clapped the derbies on us, like winking.
And after you've been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession.
Well, yeah.
But listen, that proves it done it, eh? Yeah.
Hold it!
And why should we believe that?
Well, because it's true, ain't it?
The place was totally empty when we went in.
At the time, the victim was already in the storeroom. Having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun onto his head. In other words, on the night in question, the 2 witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Windibank. Correct?
You got it, mister.
Down to a T!
So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windibank. Was that really true, I wonder? That's it? That's the full extent of the testimony? What is it, Bruno? You look very fierce. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired. Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Being such a logical thinker, you'd probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something important. It is nothing more than a feeling, though. I have no proof to support it.
More than a feeling.
More than a feeling. Well, feelings can be very logical at times. Sorry? People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You take all that in the end and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling like you described. They've concluded that there's something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why, that's all. I think you should trust your instincts. Iris, thank you.
Thank you!
Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5.
Okay, so we probably... It has to be the third one.
Yeah, do we just do the same
one
thing
that
again?
makes
Just...
the least... No, Wait, so how do they know if he was holding the gun?
Yeah, so they didn't see him.
The door was blocked.
So they didn't see him, but yeah, exactly, good point. They didn't see him, but he was holding the gun.
Do we show the map? To show like there was no... and because so far nobody actually mentioned the small gap.
Sure, really.
So
Yeah, let me just
third one,
check
and we present the map and say, how do you know that he was holding the gun if the door is closed?
One second, is that actually on the...
Yeah, we show the door. Like there was an arrow pointed to the door.
I mean, yeah,
and
sure.
If they say they
you
never,
can probably...
and
I want to say that's probably, if not,
saw,
if it's not this, then I'm just gonna try presenting the photograph again and then go a different route there because now we know they didn't see. They said they didn't see him, but they saw him holding it. But then now they say they saw him hold a gun.
Yeah, he was holding a gun, but if he was thing, how would they know?
Yeah, let me just try this. No, it's probably not it. Okay, let's consider the implications of that statement for a moment, shall we? No, we shall not.
What implications, Counsel? Nothing strikes me about it.
We're probably one step ahead too far right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Oh well, sorry.
No. I know what you were getting at. So I don't know if I can try the picture again. Oops. No. Okay. I mean, we have like new information now, right? Because it didn't give me a strike for that before, right? So maybe now with that new information, maybe it's gonna be different now. I'm thinking.
Or photo of the crime scene, the one with him on the back. I don't know.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Crime scene
I'm
photograph.
just gonna try this again
the
because the door is also in the picture, right? All the curtains there. I try this. The holes, like you can see the thing on the. That's also different, by the way. The curtain's further back. Wait! Hold on a second. No, it's not. The curtain is not further back. Look.
Oh.
Sure, you were right. Someone did use Iris's invention. Did we use that? Who used that? Look at that. No hole. Hole.
Huh.
Hold on a minute. Hold your horses. I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna try this again.
The photograph of Gina.
I'm still gonna try this again.
Objection.
Just because it didn't work before. You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibank, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we had that before.
Objection.
And then they go back. Objects.
Right. You surprised me. Blah blah. Yes, this goes against my. Yeah, sure. Okay. No.
No.
Okay. What?
Oh.
Which is it then?
He was holding the gun, but so it is the picture of him with the bullets in the back.
Come on, the door.
he was.
Everything before you found that scalpel.
He
We
has to
couldn't
be
have
the
showed
third
that we
one.
never had
Like
the
he's the one
chance.
that makes the least sense.
I know what the game wants me to do right now. Like, follow your feeling, right? So the thing is, just now they said they didn't see him. But in the third statement, they said, oh, he had a gun. But what do I present and where? No.
I really think it's the third one because it's the one that he was yelling, he was holding the gun, but like we know that by that other picture, Genie had the gun and he was shot in the back. Then this one photo contradicts the entire sequence of this one sentence.
Yeah, I guess that would work too. Let me just try it.
Objection.
Yeah, that's it. Look at that.
Hey,
Nice. Okay. So we actually are going against their acting, so to say. So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct? That's the same statement that we had before. It's just a different route now. Yeah, I've got the picture. Yeah, literally, I have it. Yes, I have the picture. Just a different one this time. And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windibank was not holding a... That's the point That's the point you're trying to make? He was not holding a gun? Oh, because before they said the timeline was wrong. Oh, I'm dumb. Of course, yes. Yes, the judge said that I had my timeline wrong.
Yeah.
Because, that was before the guys came in, right? He could have taken it.
Mm-hmm.
So this was right after they came in, so that's the right point in time. Now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. Now I have it. Now I get it. You what?
Golden Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection.
I'm here. There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in that
Calm down, All Might.
I will remind the court that Mr. Windibank's gun was found at the scene. I mean, if you have another party with another gun, they took it with them. Not only was it identified as the... No, it wasn't identified as the murder, but it was found in the accused's hands. Or somebody bonked Jean in the head, took the gun, and then shot him and put it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all to use the victim's old gun to finish him up. Give me that gun.
Bam.
The acting.
Kind of thing.
Hold it.
Stay exactly where you are, right there. Freeze.
Very natural poses.
If the crime had taken place as you've so colorfully described in your testimony, there we go, now we're getting at it. It would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out.
Goodness. Are you sure, counsel?
So we
show the autopsy?
We actually were 2 steps too far now.
You're intriguing me, my learned friend. But let's see some evidence to support your claim.
Sure, yeah.
It has to be the autopsy. That
Probably the autopsy report then, yeah. Yeah, it's probably the autopsy report. Either that or the picture again. Seeing a bullet wound from the back, sure. It's just...
From the back.
Yep, there we go. According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard the shout of "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot.
Indeed. The two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we'd be led to
So
believe.
no time for him to turn around. Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Ah!
Yeah!
But is the ghost on his roof?
It is, Nash, it is. When he was shot that night.
So, yeah, you saw it. You saw the shopkeeper.
Yeah, so you did see him.
The
Okay.
shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with your own bleeding eyes.
What a roundabout way to get them to say that they actually did see him. Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windibank holding a gun?
Something like that. Might have slipped out.
Oh,
Exclamation mark.
Oh, you in danger.
I'm in danger.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question they actually saw, with their own two eyes, the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Nash,
No!
Ah!
Order! 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 Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Witnesses, explain yourselves at once. Well, the thing is, it was supposed to,
Oh, he was moving really slowly there.
It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear. That false witness would be the death of you. Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with new lies?
I think that's correct.
I'm so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we,
Cut it out, Nash, cut it out. If we blab now, you know what he'll do to us. Oh, you're playing the pronoun game, huh? Who? He who? He, who are they
Benedict.
talking about? Yeah, probably Egg, huh?
Because even Von Zeeks was like,
Yeah,
surprised that he was lying again.
I'm just surprised that like they're more afraid of probably
Benedict
this guy than this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you.
we have two guns here right now that we can use.
Bruv, come on. The game is up.
But
Ringo!
you laugh on guts
The game is
because.
up, Ringo!
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. Bruno Mars is gay.
Congratulations for the truth. Pride. On the night in question, it is our priority that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place. Well,
Do we have to?
I don't understand why they are blushing. A pain of death.
You might just be nervous?
I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth. Interesting. So there is another party. Probably, yeah,
Yeah.
what's his face? Ex-Benedict Eggert.
Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and eefed a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug.
Give that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us where he was possessed. I thought we had it.
For an old geezer, the blood was strong as an ox. He tricked me over the counter.
No, so there was a scuffle. I pulled my own gun on him, and then he let it through the door in the back room.
We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear. So was Gina the one who made the thing in the door then?
So you're telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop? Well, yeah. Sorry. Well? You find yourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably. But honest, Governor, this time.
This time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Well, counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yeah, yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for.
Now I'm interested because even Von Zeeks doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, really. Alright. Alright. I was just inside the gaff and Eve decided to leave when the geezer showed him up.
Hold it!
When you say geezer, I presume you meant the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windibank? Who else? Sorry, I mean, that's right.
We was keeping a close eye, but the answer to the gaff, obviously.
The way he reacted just then makes me feel like he's not talking about Windibank, actually.
But we never thought no one was gonna come out of the back room like that.
Huh. The back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom? Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. Only place he could have been. Huh.
So it was seen the victim was already in the storeroom when his brothers entered the premises.
Which means Ginny must have been in there at the point as well. That doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Windibank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he emerge from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, so...
That's why I think they're not talking about Windibank.
Yeah, no. It is Eggert.
Did you see the accused at the time?
They met the murderer.
What, that multiple? I couldn't tell you.
No way, Kala. We had a big fish to fry then.
Oh, tell me about that fish, actually.
I mean, you geezer just lost it.
Huh.
Even a gun bellow.
Hold it!
You mentioned that Mr. Windibank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claimed that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storm door.
Oh, did we?
But the truth is he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well, yeah. Was the victim, Mr. Windibank, wielding a gun at the time?
Was he ever? Blame me, lummy, a great ugly barrel he had, pointed straight at me from... at me frontispiece.
Frontispiece.
At me frontispiece! So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Windibank with the gun at that time. Is that right? It is, Gov, it is. Spot on.
And all of a sudden, he came at us, he did.
It was Bedlam. I didn't know who was going for who. You're clearly all going for each other. Like Nash said, we thought we'd had it. I mean... For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter. See, they say it's an old geezer. Like, how old is Egg supposed to be?
Hmm.
I mean, we don't know. His age is question mark, but...
Hold it!
Maybe they're talking about someone else. Yes, I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony, too. Well, yeah, of course we did.
He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some school done.
That got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked them scales on the floor. So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter?
Well, Big Bravia went flying over the counter like a... I tell ya. Then the old geezer pinned him.
He didn't, Ash, he did. If he hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a blooming pancake in seconds. Ah.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There is a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim.
That's right, when the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street. They ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they? Poor Mr. Windibank, he did everything he could to protect his shop. And they still got the analytoscope, goddammit! Ah! Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windibank?
Never. I was just, you know.
Na 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 na. Skulkin.
Look out from. Look out for me when he was being flattened, don't forget.
By a man whose shop was being burned, yes.
And then the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. It showed me away, then ran off through the door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true. I wonder if
So he ran back into into Gina?
What? Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him. Yeah, with a gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Windibank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Windibank's hands again? I have no idea, but that's strange, isn't it? This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it.
Look, the point is, me and Bravia.
That's right, Nash, that's right. Me brother.
Hold it!
You say you had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. The old geezer went and shot himself in the back room, didn't he?
Look, it was from the inside.
We know it was because we tried to open it.
Was it a decent door, that one? Good and strong, wouldn't budge an inch. So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Now you're taking that side.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say.
Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. Was it? The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Huh. But she didn't have a gun at that point, right?
Yeah.
Because Windibank's supposed to have it, right?
Yeah. He had a gun. He pointed a gun. They thought you had a gun. He ran inside. She got the gun with but she also had the gun and shot him. There we go.
So who was gun?
Clad evidence. So who was phone?
God damn it.
What's you to that console?
I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could possibly have shot Mr. Windibank?
Yeah, that could have been.
Yeah, that could have been. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Eh? What?
What's it look for? From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely.
Eh? What is the point, my learned friend?
The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Windibank. And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all.
You have my attention? This is my attention punch in the table. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are facts. So, pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could that be? Counsel? We must now provide answers to the court in respect to the two conundrums.
Two, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe?
Indeed. Namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time?
Understood, my lord. Yeah, right, Rena. I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I'm sure about. If I can prove there's a credible new alternative to what happened, It would change Gina's prospects hugely.
So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the question posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired a gun. Right from outside the door? Because of the little window.
Pretty much, yeah. You're pointing at the door or right here? Probably right here.
Pretty much close to the door.
Yeah. It's right here.
Take that!
Nice.
Hi! I was just hugging the wall.
The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. I think that's wrong.
Here's Johnny! And in answer to the second question, he was just outside the door. Assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Holding the door with his back?
Take that!
Something like that. Nice.
Hi!
There we go. He was shot through the door. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom.
Continue. Okay.
Mr. Windibank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear the body was moved after death. Which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. Yeah, we know that much. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? Again, the hole in the door wasn't there before at 1 a.m., but it was there at 1:30.
So, you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom.
Yes, because hole.
But who was Hole?
Who was Hole? Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony.
I blew a big gun on him, and then he led through that door into the back room.
If Mr. Windibank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time.
Oh.
It was at precisely that moment that he knew he fucked up when the victim was fleeing for his life.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
These brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh my god. Man,
Come to
it's
think
so
of
hot.
it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
Hey, you. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory.
Yeah, and Ringo is short. I know where we're going at.
It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
Poor man. Shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Ah, of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. Well, I guess that would also cause that trajectory, yeah. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windibank.
Objection!
Yes.
I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the door was closed. Stone door was slammed closed and locked from the inside. The only other person in there. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock?
But what if someone else locked the door? Yes, there's someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Yeah, the only other person was in there, presumably.
Is that so? Who?
Have you already forgotten your point from earlier?
The case. Well, counsel, present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside? Jeannie.
Genia.
Take that!
George. Who's George? I don't know.
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room. She was escaping a shootout, probably,
Yeah.
for whatever possible reason. Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. I am inclined to agree, I must say. Who the hell would hide themselves from a shootout? Only a madman!
Yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it?
Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
But of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it? It does. Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked that door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they? Oh yes, I already forgot!
Oh my god!
I already forgot the point I just made!
To remember the basic information of this entire fucking case!
Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windibank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windibank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, that's us, bruv.
If your theory is correct, that will leave the accused alone in the storeroom.
Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Bang!
Bong.
Hit in the back by a bullet, Mr. Windibank fell to the floor where he was just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
I see. That's why you're going with this. I understand now. I'm the murderer.
Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who just murdered Mr. Windibank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it, in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
Exclamation.
Wait, why are you holding it?
Hold it! Wait, hold on! But I mean, we're the ones who done it.
Oh, so who was it then? Is there anyone you want to implicate? Wait, you gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
Objection!
Objection! That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would just ask Sherlock Holmes. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Well, there you go. There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windibank's murder. Huh.
But then the math doesn't add up.
Yeah, there's only one bullet missing, we know that. But like from each gun, so.
No, that's really about it. I don't know English.
That was amazing, Bruno. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. I know, first time ever. And probably the last. Why is that in red text? Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict of not.
She just gets tackled by Von Zieks. And then Admiral he doesn't laugh much because his laugh is really here. An admirable effort, my learned friend.
What's this now? He's laughing?
You find the situation amusing, Lord Von Zieks? I myself find the defense argument most persuasive.
Yeah, but only one shot, blah, one bullet missing, blah.
Yeah, math. I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performance in your provincial and eastern nation.
Fucking rude.
Jesus. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than an inexcusable pettifoggery here. Pettifoggery. Petty?
What?
I don't know. Well, pettifoggery. The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw.
A fatal flaw?
Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing?
Not really.
I say, Lord Van might be an idea to explain this ball he conjually tweaked or whatever it is. The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. 2 bullets plus 3 bullets plus 2 guns equals no wait. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets.
Thank you.
By George, count bullets.
Does that take you back to your time in the army? Oh dear. You noticed then. Huh? What's everyone talking about?
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Council.
Yes, sir.
No, it's just that I'm being just a little bit robotic.
Oh, okay.
I'm back. Tell the court, how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime?
Well, two bullets. 2 of them.
Correct. The first, that way he hits the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Then who shot the bullets in the... Indeed, he missed the Windibank's gun. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appeared to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. Your Lordship is understanding correct? Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windibank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each.
Are you also getting flashbacks to the final case of the first Ace Attorney game? Do you think that maybe Windibank managed to get a shot off at his assailant before he fled? And that's why the bullet in his gun is missing? And when we get Benedict onto the stand, he's just gonna grope at his shoulder the entire time? Von Karma style? Would that be funny?
No, because we are not looking for bullets this time. We are looking for guns.
But yeah, I mean, Benedict would have brought his own gun.
Yeah. Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes.
Yes, I did.
Oh my goodness! I think you're fine.
Sir, if the single bullet was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means...
Windibank not shot by the same gun. Stop. Only 1 bullet. Stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Wait, so are we saying that the bullet that hit Sholmes did not go through? So yeah, then ex-Benedict got hit by a bullet that went through. Order! Yee! Hey, look, free! Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. Lord Van this is the 7th one this week. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Mrs. Chino Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with no loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in the sprint, with the pics as her threatening the victim with a murder weapon. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence. Iris, can you shoot that? Wishes to present.
A disc.
Everything that whatever it is, Mr. McGillet, down the yard.
No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine.
I'm sorry, miss. Anything belonging to McGillet has been taken in as evidence.
Yes, that music box disc. McGilded's music box disc. You know the music box disc belonging to McGilded?
Oh yes, the music box. The music box of McGilded. The music box made by Mr. McGilded. McGilded's box.
Yes.
That box?
That box.
The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windibank. The accused attempts to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And we want more subtlety of a picked up, and with none of the subtlety of the pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious! Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths in which this girl will not stoop if pushed, no crimes she will not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. Let's see. I think it will be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel. Iris, can you shoot it?
Hold it!
6.
Inspector Gregson? What?
Yes, Inspector?
Well, I'm meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and I think we was agreed that this wouldn't be used as evidence.
What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? It's the first time he said anything to Van Zix at all.
I am unaware of any such meeting. Ooh!
But those were the instructions right from the top. The government's bigwigs were insistent.
Doesn't ring a bell, no.
Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Ooh! Your warning is noted, thank you. So there is some sort of elite stuff going on.
He's not agreeing with that, no, not at all.
Yeah, with Josiah Brett and McGilded, and now apparently Benedict
Yeah.
and the government trying to hide evidence.
Yeah.
There is some like stuff.
And
there
I
is
mean,
some
does
really big stuff.
like
there.
apparently someone high up has leaked information to enemies. I don't know. Like the whole thing's gonna come up too.
That is some weapons that are being. There's some threats being thrown. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord.
Oh yes, can we shoot it now?
I say fuck the government. It is bailiff. Iris, the gun.
Yes, a metal disc used to play music in a mechanical music box. On the reverse side is a note that reads "For McGilded."
The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character.
1 second, please.
Yeah, hold on. This is like.
I just have to do something. Just have to do something real quick. One second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just hold it right there. Oh, Bruno, look.
Yeah, cool.
This is blood.
Have a drink of wine.
Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before. Aha! Then it's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. Alright, hold still with that disc, Bruno. Can we get this done quickly, Iris? In a flash.
Hey, Judge, I'm just going to shoot this evidence, right?
And
Green, the same blood of the calendar.
oh, a lovely bright shade again. Yeah, it's the same as the calendar. Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? No, it's not. The blood samples portfolio has been updated. So
Can we check the portfolio now?
If we assume that the calendar bullet was went through Sholmes, then green would be him. But what sense would that make? Because the blood stain was there before.
Yeah. Sholmes never touched the disc, so it couldn't have been him. So yeah, that blood is probably Benedict. There's nothing more to add.
Yeah. Is there though?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case.
I don't believe it. I had the jury in my sight for once. For all of 5 minutes. Oh dear. It wasn't even for 5 minutes, Bruno. Whomst. Oh.
My lord, I wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling around a bit of fog up to now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden, the answer's body obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it.
Oh no. No, not again.
Well, the court will hear from the jury. Well, time for the summation examination. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. Yeah, he does faceplant. We have a consensus among the jury, it seems.
Yeah, get on with it.
Yeah, we have eliminated the possible whatever remains. Must be the truth.
Whatever remains, however improbable, must be the
Wait,
truth.
yeah.
Hey, that's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. How dare he use it against us? Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. It must be because there's one thing I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. That's beyond any doubt.
Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day.
Oh, he already knows.
Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready?
I didn't even have to say anything.
Gardab squadron is ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty.
Okay, let's see. I'm curious.
He shot bullet.
He shot bullet. Alright, the jurors' contentions.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, they say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens.
There's only 2 bullets were found at the scene. I would say the whole case is done and dusted.
You don't need a stethoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was the pickpocket.
Oh, I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief.
The accuser seemed to theft on the previous day. I can see them for a busy day ahead.
I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns.
It's just in deep thought just starts. I am ballistics expert.
I just love that.
I don't know why.
Okay, that's your finding. Thank you, Mr. Bolshevik. Thank you.
It would seem there's still little remaining room for doubt. I have to admit, It was rather bowed over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that jolly well being hoodwinked. Well, no more.
The whole courtroom was turning against me. That's not fair. Iris? The prosecutor's being mean.
Yeah.
Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past doesn't make her a murderer. She's right, you know. Don't look at me like that.
Don't look at the camera. I mean, just save this for the videos. What else? Save this spectacle. Frivolous debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out eventually.
The truth, but the truth already come out.
I'll have all the walls in this courtroom, including the fourth one that I just broke. That's a lot of preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination.
Yeah, let me just put a slice of toast in my mouth and ran forward there. Yes, my lord. Let's do this shiz. They took his box again.
Once a rouge, always a rouge.
Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of what? A history of pickpocketing.
History of pickpocket.
Piss pocketing? She must be guilty of murder. She must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying? How dare you say I piss in my pockets?
Well,
Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? Ooh.
yes. I beg your pardon. Are you mocking Her Majesty Armed Forces? The greatest military organization.
No, I'm simply illustrating my point.
No.
Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous.
Well, yes. I have a point there, I suppose. Well, let's not forget the girl had already showed she had in her from before. Just a criminal sort through and through. Can't deny it.
When you say that she'd shown she had it in her, are you referring to this?
Exactly. Tried to swipe that only a day earlier, Or am I mistaken?
Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. You've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it.
You had a chocolate version.
Oh, yes, of course.
Hello.
Oh, caramel. Yeah. Mr. Shumsted used his caramel boss to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe. Trigger discipline, by the way. I know that's just a smoke gun, but...
God damn it.
We still don't know what you need to place, though, do we? Must be very incriminating.
I mean, she's 10, at least.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody else doesn't have an excuse.
Fair. But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. You already shot at it. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail.
We already did.
Yeah, we already did. It's fine. Actually, did it update the description of it?
No, we
smear of blood in the turd green. No,
portfolio.
it actually did update it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it said it turd green.
all right.
Nice, okay, cool. Just in case it comes up.
Mm-hmm.
It's the number of bullets that has you convinced? Only 2 bullets were fired. And the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always still have to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although... Yes?
I just had a thought.
Share.
So, if the bullet that hit the wall was the one that hit Benedict,
Yes?
then the bullet that is missing is the one that hit Sholmes.
Yes, exactly.
And considering that the old man lost his scalpel, do you think Sholmes took off the bullet himself so he could look at it?
That would be a very Sholmes thing to do, wouldn't it?
Sholmes made a self-surgery to make sure he's the only one that sees what the bullet is and is able to examine it.
Honestly, I can believe that.
I just had that thought because now the scalpel missing, I was like, yeah, Sholmes probably took it. And now that we have the math conundrum, I was like, oh, wait, he starts fitting more and more with what Sholmes would do.
I can see that. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Huh. Sometimes after dining, crockery goes missing. One or two guests rather like to find china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose... if there was another bullet somewhere of which we weren't aware...
Like the one inside of a detective.
I'd have to reconsider my position. A third bullet somewhere on the scene. Could that be possible?
It is possible. I can prove it. Oh wait, no, I cannot. Not at the moment.
No, I can't prove it, right?
Yeah. I just had a thought. I don't...
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, no. Only 2 bullets were discovered by the police during the investigation.
So at least we know
Yes, I
that this
know.
is the conversation we go back
Right.
to.
Yep.
Oh,
And I
so
don't
wait,
imagine
do we
government
find
will
out
be able
about
to
the other
have a-
bullet now?
Probably with the surgeon, yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
If I missed the bullet while I was cleaning his lordship's office, well... I should receive a sound scolding, I don't doubt. And he should receive a visit from the police, perhaps. Sounds like a crime scene to me. The third bullet...
Is she a maid of Benedict?
That would be something, huh? Would be completely...
Because apparently London is a very small place.
Yeah, it's just 6 million people after all. It would completely turn things around if it was one, wouldn't it? Yeah. Do you think we might find one lying around somewhere? Probably, yeah. What about you? He doesn't sound like he's gonna budge. But I'm gonna press him anyway. So if I've understood correctly, you need 2 pictures, a left eye one and a slightly different right eye one.
Exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions, like this.
So if we have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them though, because they have to be identical, just slightly different.
I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock.
How could you be so sure of that?
Think about it. The Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they?
Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice.
Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it?
This is a waste of time. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. Yeah, like I said. Right, so... Tell me about the operation, the simple one.
Yeah. Let's talk about the operation.
Yeah, any problems? Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Huh? Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it's nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but that the bullet simply vanished from his stomach. Oh, look! Look, Shar! The bullet vanished from his stomach!
And a scalpel missed as well.
It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? Hold on now, what? I almost don't want to ask, but the surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on, what was the fellow's name now? Herlick? No, Herlock? No.
He took his own
Hairlock?
bullet off by stealing a scalpel.
Herlock Sholmes, by any chance? Yes, good lord! It was that Hairlock fellow! What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes! That's right, using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you. This is crazy! Let me see, the fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or so I opened him up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb and couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands just to fill it back up.
Oh, so he...
I
Did
hate to state the obvious, but... Yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting.
the counsel for the defense is correct, as is clearly shown in this photographic print. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region.
That was me, but sure. then
Oh,
exited
sorry.
his body and lurched into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think
way
you'll
that
find it's
the-
really quite
the-
simple if you just
the
consider the
scene works,
problem
I thought he was the
three-dimensionally.
judge.
Ha! Who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over. No exit wound? Like a pancake? Are you saying you checked his back?
With a big spatula.
Of course I did, and there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all. What? That's the point. The only logical conclusion was the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly what I said about slicing him up. And I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how the story was put together. Honestly, did Van Zieks do this? Where's an expert when you need one? Well, I know an expert on bullet wounds, but let's just hear from juror number 5 first.
Hold it!
What do you mean you were in for a busy day?
Forgot to say, stop. You excuse me. Stop. I am a communications officer. Stop.
I thought you were a typist. Did you have a typewriter before? A communications officer? Does that have something to do with sending telegrams?
Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all the messages into Morse code and tap it out to the entire world electronically.
To the entire world?
Thousands of miles of cable under the sea. Stop. Worldwide communications network. Stop.
Honestly, like, with everything that I know so far, it's really funny how this story was put together, right? Because of the, you know, information leak over telegraphic lines, and we have a communications officer here.
Is this like a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's that somebody said to kill everyone?
Honestly, yeah.
Information transmitted to and from all corners of the globe. Stop.
Say that again, slowly. Oh, yes. She was getting equally worked up about radio waves or the like before, wasn't she?
I specialize in communicating information from government departments and
And newspaper.
Oh, wow, what a coinky dink!
Isn't that interesting?
I'm sure I'll have to write the newspaper reports of today's guilt verdict later. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine.
Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? Alright, Mr. Expert. I am ballistics expert.
Hold it!
I have
I-
seen bullet go through skull.
I thought you were just a tourist.
This is not unprofessional.
Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take the bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's
Is
no
that
way
code?
he's just a visiting tourist. So you're a ballistics expert? Oh no. I have much experience with guns. Ah,
Cool.
I have lived through many, how do you say, extreme, violent bath of, blood of, bloodbaths? Ah, extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps?
She says pulling a gun.
Those extreme violent bloodbaths. English is very difficult tongue. Considering the sort
I
of people
cut
you
tons
associate with,
of people.
I'm surprised you still have a tongue. Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There is nothing I
then.
do not know. No mystery I cannot solve.
So do we pin 4 and 6?
Uh-huh, looks like it, yeah. He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But, if possible, please only in the Russian language. He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he? No, still, we should bear it in mind. He's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Okay. But Zix has managed to convince everyone.
Guns and bullets. Guns and bullets.
When you've eliminated the impossible, he said, but he hasn't. We're going to fight back, we need more material. We have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. Let's do it! Oh, the mystery of where that bullet ended up is infuriating. Where's an expert? I have one right here!
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Oh, ballistics expert. Pitting. P-I-T-T. On the night in question,
Armpit.
Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you. There's apparent contradiction in the facts that's so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? Sometimes, when people get
Well, the
shot
problem about bullets
and
is
do
the
not want to go
pattern
to
that-
hospital, they take out bullet themselves.
I like the idea that he just starts saying a lot of like perfect English just with an accent.
I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night, there was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold.
Golly.
The snow was piling high on both sides
Thank
of the
you,
road.
Judge.
It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind and fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I heard today from doctor. They could not find a bullet in my body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound.
Then where did the bullet go?
Bullet never hit me. What? Whatever never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. It made deep wound that looks just like bullet wound. Good gracious, there's no such thing as ice bullets.
Task failed successfully.
I mean, of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily a bullet fire. It was just a
Well,
shrapnel
no,
at high
I'm just
velocity.
saying Sholmes was not shot with an ice bullet.
I don't know.
And that is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet. The Mythbusters already proved that ice bullets are not a thing. But that doesn't answer the question at all. Huh? The shooting happened in a pawnbroker shop. There's no ice there. Not some snowy mountain road in another country. True that. Just an idea, but we
I
might
imagine
not be looking at exactly the same scenario here.
I imagine one Zeeks is just like with his head on his face, like I can't believe
I mean, I imagine
this is
him
what is going on
the
right now in
entirety
my life.
the entirety of all summation examinations, he's just like face desking the entire time. Where exactly was Sully shot again? Abdomen. Well, according to the report, in his stomach, sort of around this area, I think. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch in his belt. Oh, is that true? A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch. It's where he keeps the 3 glass vials. Vials. Of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his... very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations.
Yeah,
What?
his little vial of cyanide.
Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Oh, well. The fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. Oh, did you find
If
it?
I may. Hi, I'm here.
Lord Windibank.
I've been drinking this entire summation examination. But I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination. I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question.
Sorry.
I don't know, I was having fun. As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene, they found Mrs. Sholmes injured. They removed the pouch in order to assess the wound.
Ah, thank goodness. I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment.
Since then, he has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I just forgot about it because I drink so much wine. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well. Well, extremely unconventional doing a summation examination.
Bring in the evidence.
I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forward, Mr.
Bring it.
I see.
Oh, look.
This is the pouch found by Mr. Shums in the night in question, is it?
Huh. Look at that. One of the files is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded.
Exploded?
So, that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was the glass file exploding that caused the fellow's injury. This bullet did not penetrate the victim, but was deflected into the wall of shop.
Oh, so Green is Holmes. Sholmes. Oh, delightfully compressed. So,
Would a bullet
man,
really get
I sure like wine.
Would a bullet get deflected by leather?
Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Has it?
I still don't think that that's the bullet.
Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case.
Has no bearing on the bullet.
The
No.
green cannot be Sholmes.
Well,
it
no.
has to be.
No, because he never bled is the thing.
And he never touched the real disc
That too.
with blood.
Yes, exactly.
So the bungling and burglary brothers shot the detective and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The person in fact of the case remain unaltered.
No. Take a step back, please. Here. But at least
So
the
maybe the
mystery
bullet
solved.
is still lodged in the pouch.
I can sleep easy tonight. I'm gonna, as soon as I have that, I'm gonna.
Oh wait. Oh, we
Thank
don't
you,
have it
young man.
yet.
No, we don't have it yet. No.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. Glad I could help.
Due to his bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court was questioned this Scruffy pouch as evidence.
Thank you. Release pouch isn't scruffy.
It's a nice touch.
The pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing around his waist at the time of the shooting. One of the glass vials is smashed and there are scorch marks around it.
If a woman has starch,
If a woman
Now
has starch masks. Oh, look. There's that bullet.
hey, look,
Hello.
a bullet.
Hello, bullet. It's really scorched badly just here. Oh, the strap is broken. Look. This must be where the bullet hit then. Let me see.
Hey,
Aha.
look, a bullet.
A
That is
bullet.
a thick ass ladder.
What the? Iris, look! Find where the broken file was. Did you see it? Ah! That's the Skulkin brothers' bullet. What a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is there were 3 bullets fired at the Windibanks that night. We found exactly what the juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. Time to press that juror again, I think. The 3rd bullet. A projectile we discovered lodged in Mr. Sholmes' pouch. It caused one of the files to explode, injuring Mr. Sholmes. Hey! What else?
Now let's just hear
These
about
glass
the
vials
other
are full
file.
of Hurley's homemade potions. Homemade? Yes, like fingerprint powder to show up if people have touched things, and scent amplifying solution to intensify a smell lingering on an object. That's amazing. They're all very easy to use. There's just one thing that you have to be careful of. Just don't drink it. They're all very flammable. Oh. Mr. Sholmes is a walking bomb. Either he's passionate about finding out the truth or just oblivious to the dangers.
Both.
Wow.
Yeesh.
That was a big
Yeah,
explosion.
no, that is the glass file ripping it so hard that it went through.
Yeah,
hit
and
his
the little
body.
dent here where the
Ouch.
bullet hit, look.
Yeesh.
Oh, that must have hit a bad bruise on his stomach there.
Surprisingly, the other files were okay.
The 3rd bullet, yeah.
Let's see.
Examine that.
It's a bullet. What
It's a
did you
bullet.
expect?
This is a bullet that was fired from the Skulkin brothers' gun on the night of the incident. Yeah, so it turns out it never actually entered Hurley's body at all. I guess the thick leather that pouch he was wearing saved him. Hurley's always lucky like that. Well, considering what he had to go through in hospital, I wonder how lucky he really was. Oh dear, poor Hurley. Yeah, he still got operated on.
Oh, so I thought that the orangish, brownish was blood. You were going to shoot it. I don't know.
Oh, it's probably just discoloration from hitting the
So it
other
would
one.
appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion.
Just give me a second. Give me a second. Please, my lord. A little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. Could be a valuable clue. You can't afford to overlook anything here, Yonosuke. There's still a way to turn this around somehow. Somehow. I'm sure of it. Beep 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 beep. Hello.
Hold it!
Yep, yes, do tell. Yeah, China, stealing, thieves, sure, yes, kind of stuff. Yeah, sure, I can prove it. Allow me to show you then the third bullet. The third bullet.
Take that!
Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Windibank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
Hold it!
No!
What is this new trickery in your Nipponese conjurer? Why did you find the bullet?
It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
What? Nice Jojo pose.
The pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to hospital. And since then it has been touched by no one.
Do you mean to say the shot fired by the Skulkin brothers that night?
Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch.
But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, now we know.
It's clearly visible in this photographic print.
Oh no, I have to correct myself there.
Oh,
2 guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence.
yes. That was of Mr. Windibank, and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers.
An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. So, who was gun?
Who was gun?
But that must be.
That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment.
Agik. Heart attack.
Right in the brooch.
I must suffer sexily. Order! Order! Order!
Stop honking, Judge! Stop honking.
Well, this summation examination remains incomplete. The court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built.
Summation examination speed around 3rd bullet percent. Let's go.
Exclamation. This is my prerogative in this situation. I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. What? My Jupiter!
What?
Bailiff! Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once.
Again.
Jesus. The judge is pissed.
Gregson's still unimpressed.
Witnesses.
Governor!
We're listening to the proceedings while the defense carried out the summation.
We was, Governor, we was.
Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answers to this one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that?
Make of it, Gov. I'll make.
Oh, is it one of yours?
That was not me, sorry. That was the game.
Yeah,
Actually.
when there is a flash, I know that it's
Yeah, okay.
forced.
Go apply me, Gov. Go apply me. No trust.
In that case, did you have an accomplice?
What? Hey, what? Never. The Skulkin brothers walk alone.
So is that why they're looking for a third one?
It's just the two of us. Just the two of us. That's a trademark. How soon we forget push Sulky.
Only two of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The third bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it?
Yeah, where indeed.
Let me. That's Scratcher.
Oh, you say you don't know?
Counsel for the defense.
Yes.
I should like to hear your thoughts regarding this new developments. The third bullet and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came.
Taking back over all testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this third bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. Well, they had a secret accomplice. You know, their boss or something, right? Because that's why they keep their yap shut.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they are more afraid of them than Volzigs.
On that night at Windibank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with a third man. The witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present, someone carrying a gun.
Objection!
Everybody's got a gun. An accomplice, you say? Pixel.
Wow.
Bullshit.
Please tell me why that's impossible.
These protected proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 submission examinations.
And I'll do as many as it takes. Just
Is it just say, I'm gonna kick your ass again? Yeah, you know, there has been not a murmur of a third man. If this apparently wraith-like being exists. weird sound effect. The court must be show hard evidence.
that sneeze was exactly in time with him crushing the chalice. It was great.
I'm allergic to wine. Show hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed.
Like your nose.
I'm good. The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice would have at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, okay, the green blood. I got this, yeah. Okay.
And secondly,
Who it is?
why?
Yeah.
The identity of this spurious character.
Okay, no, he's not spurious at all. The Skulkin's lying. I know
He's the
that.
green blood man, and I don't know.
Yeah, he's the green blood man, and he's probably ex-Benedict, but I don't know his real name. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? By the color of their blood. Which is totally not creepy at all.
Well, counsel?
I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. In response to the prosecution's demands, my lord, the defense is,
Ready to present
answers, see?
Well, I'm gonna give up for a second.
Yeah, no, sorry, the defense is ready. I believe I can provide
This roll.
all the answers the prosecution demands.
So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting.
I have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me, if it will make a difference.
I'm a lawyer, gives the head the armband. In that case, counsel, I would ask you to present the evidence without delay.
Okay.
On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder present at the scene?
I guess the blood samples or the...
Yeah, the bullet and in the calendar. That is like the clearest indication of someone else because of the blood.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just gonna go the green blood route. So I'm just gonna present this again.
Take that!
The evidence is right here in this portfolio.
By Jove, the portfolio again, is it?
Yes, I know it's slightly creepy, but hear me out on this.
Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific.
Yeah, sure.
You claim one of these blood samples proves the presence of this true intruder. Well, which one is it? The one with blood inside the room.
It's the green one. Wait, is the disc in here too? No. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess it
And
could
it
be,
is green. Yeah.
Take
has to
that!
be this one.
What am I looking at here?
Green blood.
There appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle. I already forgot what the original photo was.
So that's a blood stain, my lord.
A blood stain.
But it's green.
Objection! Blood stain is not green. Green blood. Curious for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature?
It's something developed by Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
A great detective! New invention! Stop! Not yet appeared in stories! Stop!
It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger spray sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements of people's blood to change its color.
Different elements of people's blood?
Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is.
Oh, that brings us a whole extra dimension looking at blood. Talk blood in courtroom. Stop. Very exciting. Stop.
Who are you sending the messages to?
Keep your fetishes to yourself, goddammit. As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windibank.
A striking blue.
Yes. So you see the green color of this blood stain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop.
Now hold the fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it?
No, it's not unrelated. I mean, if you doubt it, we can just check the photo prints. But the date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Windibank was killed. That too.
Maybe it was like the year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like trying
Therefore,
to
we can assume that whoever
get
was
that.
shot on the same day. Then whose blood is it? Well, we don't know. Well, the Skulkin brothers in this tent don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
No! And who is this?
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear?
Yes, I have my suspicions.
You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged intruder?
Male Strongheart! No. I mean, the most likely party here is Mr. Eggs Benedict here, because he was there the day before. He was very adamant about getting the code and the music box disc, and he had it out for Gina,
Mr.
so...
Sato!
Take that!
You really think it was her? No, I just want him to bring her back.
Susanna. The man's name is, Egger Benedict.
Edgar Benedict? What on earth are you talking about, counsel?
He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbroker here in the afternoon before the incident took place.
When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article of possession.
That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Egger Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force.
Broker!
Oh, yes, sir.
I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no?
Yes.
The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once.
No, that's a lie. What are you trying to pull?
Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel, and needless to say. Any music box discs too.
Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc.
Can you corroborate this account, Inspector?
And before, Agate Benedict was a really big government, big shot, and
Yeah,
he's
it's
not
a
supposed to.
bigwig.
He's not supposed to say anything about it. Watch him sweat now.
Yes, my lord.
Oh.
That's more or less what happened.
Okay. Oh look.
If he was a big wig, Gregson would have recognized him.
Oh, that's
on the
true.
spot.
That's true. Yeah.
In the interests of being thorough, I asked Windibank for a print showing the fellow.
Oh, there we go. Hey, look. It's him.
And there is still no hole in the wall.
Yep.
And everyone is red-handed recorded gubbinses.
Gubbins is, yeah.
Hamilsos.
Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Windibank that morning.
And you claim this man is the brother's accomplices?
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Skulkin?
Never seen a geezer before in my life.
The geezer, you say? All my life, Gruff, all my life. Never seen him.
Well, someone unsurprisingly appears our witnesses disagree with.
Yeah, but very sussly.
I'm sure her lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice.
Now is where the music box disc comes in. Yes, and I can.
Then this should show us the evidence.
I agree. We must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is.
You not get them passed out.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Is it?
I've had a feeling that something has been missing this trial from the very start. But now, I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom.
No!
No, I don't wanna! No!
Are you ready to present your arrest to the
Pinocchio, are you back?
then, counsel?
I don't wanna! Leave me alone!
Here, time to go to the courtroom.
5 more minutes.
Yes, my lord, the defense will present the evidence now. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet.
The portfolio again, and the or the music
I
box.
guess the disc this time because it says the blood turned green.
Take that!
Right.
He was asking for the disc, so as I mentioned before in the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windibank's.
Which is when the aforementioned Agate Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the purloin? Is it purloin?
Yeah, purloin.
Purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no?
That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir, here's the disc for you.
Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye, style.
Wait a minute, that disc is mine.
Aye, what do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal.
Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's fingers to bleed, or finger to bleed. And the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now.
Goodness, a bloodstain, is it? I thought it was decorative.
My assistant and I have just analyzed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom. Using my trusty fogger gun. Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio.
Oh, I guess then it didn't
Either
make-
one would have been fine, probably, yeah.
Yeah. I say,
It's green.
exactly the same color as blood from the color.
The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Eggert Benedict, who was in Windibank earlier that day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. Right. Object to that, Van Zeeks.
We're too bad now. This one in buckets. I'm still the Jack the Ripper. Anyway.
My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Eggert Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. Yeah, good luck finding that man with the wrong name.
Yeah, sure. His ID must be Eggert Benedict.
Yeah.
You certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent...
Objection!
This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Herlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such.
Again, that's a voice line from a trailer. You can actually hear that voice line said by the voice actor if you actually go on YouTube and look it up.
Ooh. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the bloodstain turned into a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world turned the same color.
Oh, well. There's the boot!
And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it.
Let me just get Egg in here and make him bleed. Shoot him with the fog gun, right?
Alright, Mr. Sholmes,
I don't know.
no. I just killed somebody.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Trump's invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. What other choice do I have? Man, that's dumb.
I like the music of This Is Hopeless.
I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. Ah! In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
Oh, good grief. What did it just say, young girl?
Father Christmas. And in a summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? Oh, we're gonna pull a reverse McGilded now. So the way I see it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now. Yes, she's right.
Young lady, you have quite a devious mind.
It only just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Bruno. Is that about right, what you say? Or did I misunderstand something? Unbelievable. Mr. Trump's partner is a force to be reckoned with. And I'm still 5 years old. Iris Wilson, sharpshooter.
After the shoot proceeds... I still don't know what...
Presses?
Presses.
I don't
Hold
know.
on. Pause for 1 second.
Yes.
Presses. Précis. Okay. After the
Interesting.
shrewd précis of the situation from an entirely honest source. You must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination. This is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to fair and just conclusions.
Right. The conclusions. That's it. That's what we're talking about.
So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Oh.
Not guilty.
Oh.
Not guilty.
Oh.
Guilty.
What?
Guilty.
What?
Not guilty.
Okay, thank you.
It was like complete. It's the first time that we saw they going around different directions at the same
Oh
time.
man.
2 count guilty, 4 count not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection.
No, no chance.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage! The prosecution refuses to accept this decision.
Well, that's what the jury system is for. Sorry.
On what grounds? The jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work. Then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt.
So what? Throw their whole trial out the window?
I'm sorry, Lord Vinzeeks, but the outcome of the submission examination cannot be annulled. This trial will continue.
Oh, nice. There you go. Take that.
Good.
Right in the brooch.
Suffer sexily. Hold the post. Nevertheless, we found ourselves in a rather awkward situation.
Well, get Eggert Benedict in here. Question him.
Yeah, sure. Go look for anyone called Eggert Benedict.
Yes, exactly. Just go out the streets, like get every Bobby out there and just call Eggert Benedict. They're gonna find him
If
real
he's
quick.
hot and blonde, just bring him in. Bring all hot blonde people in.
First guy that stands in the stand is Stromes.
Hi. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of the new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible.
Because we don't know his name.
Because Eggert Benedict is not a real name.
Unfortunately. What?
The name the gentleman gave for himself, Eggert Benedict, is quite clearly false.
I don't believe it. Just when I managed to prove the man was there that night. Hey, Skulkins, do you know what that guy's name is?
Who's gonna randomly know who the person
Ringo?
is?
Who?
Uh,
Who is that, please?
who's that, please?
Who?
Who spoke?
Who? Oh, you?
It was me, my lord.
Okay. Juror number 5?
Oh yeah, she works with the government.
Oh,
She would
yeah.
know like bigwigs and stuff.
True. Maybe he is a bigwig.
What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector.
Huh?
Me? Ma'am? I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again. The one with the gentleman in the show? Right, yes. This one you mean? Mr. Benedict? Yes. There's no doubt in my mind.
Juror number 5, you don't mean to say you know this man?
Yes, I know him.
What?
No. Good gracious. Holy fuck.
Oh boy. The thick plot.
Order. It just becomes faster and faster. Juror number 5. How on earth?
I'm a communications officer. Stop.
As we can clearly see.
The gentleman in the photograph is stop. Look at her eyes. Also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop.
Oh,
She's blushing.
is that where he's leaking the information from to the enemies of Great Britain?
Oh. Very talented operator, in fact. Stop.
That's so.
Does he seduces her to try and get stuff done?
Huh?
You should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop.
This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. Suppose we all imagined the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. Well, maybe he is. Maybe he's a spy. You don't know. It's a bit unexpected to find out that he's a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night. Yeah, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong.
If the gentleman's at London communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour.
Nice.
Lord Vinzeeks, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Make the necessary arrangements, with all haste.
As your lordship bids. The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrive, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson? Yes, my lord? I should like to hear from you specifically about the events on the power book question. Come to my chambers during the recess.
Yes, sir, my lord.
Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. Ooh.
Yeah, really though.
Holy crap.
Wow.